Hello, my loves, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Amy, for those of you who are new here, and I am a wife, a mom of 2 under 3, and I am also a full-time work-at-home mom, business owner, soulpreneur. I really wanted to talk today about my morning routine. I have seen so many videos out there of these 5 a.m., 6 a.m. productive morning routines. And I want to be honest, my routine looks nothing like that. As a mom, your life is ever changing. Currently, I have had my own mentoring coaching business as a spiritual life and business coach for mother entrepreneurs about 2 years now. But I also, as of this year, have expanded. Now have my YouTube channel. I have put out a journal, which I am so excited to share with you a bit about in today's video. I've really been expanding on my mission to help other women step into their truth, to share their story. But with that said, I'm still a mom and a wife and a normal human. I wanted to share my normal day-to-day morning routine I do to try and put my best foot forward every single day, take care of myself holistically so that I can show up as the best possible version of myself that I can in the midst of the changes of ebbing and flowing, the polarities that we all deal with as busy moms and wives and entrepreneurs. And to just start at the beginning. Typically, on any given morning, Monday through Sunday, I wake up between 6 and 6:30. Not the same every day. It is not always consistent. Some days I sleep till 7. Some days I am up at 5:30. It really all depends. Currently, I'm still breastfeeding my youngest, Heath, who is about 18 months now. And some nights he wakes up in the middle of the night still. And we are in cold and flu season, so I am some nights getting up to give him medicine. So depending on all of that, I might end up sleeping a little bit later. But generally, it's safe to assume that by 6:30, I am up for the day. And my dream morning is to wake up on my own, sit in my bed, and listen to a meditation first thing. That is the first thing that I love to do when I'm just starting to kind of come awake. Go to my phone and turn on Insight Timer, or favorite app for meditations, and listen to a meditation. And I love just doing this because it just sets the tone of how I want to feel throughout the day. And if time allows, I'll go on into the rest of my morning routine when I pick up my journal. And I love to jot down my intentions for the day. I actually created my own journal for this purpose, for this reason, to help serve my clients, but also to help serve myself, because I hated feeling like I had all these different notebooks and planners and none of them really sort of meeting all of my needs. I'm not one for clutter. I am not one to carry around multiple different things. So I love having this journal for myself to be able to set my intentions, to be able to have everything all in one place, and to also write out my gratitude, write out where I want it to journal that day. I have it all in one place, and I have it in a beautiful little vessel, which is my Sovereign Goddess journal. This journal is 115 pages, and each page has a quote at the top, a place for you to date. You know, if you miss a day or whatever, it's no big deal. You just write the next day on the next page. And it has 3 different categories. So it has mind, body, and spirit. Each morning, I set my intention for how am I going to care for my mind? What am I going to do for my mind today? What am I going to do for my body? What am I going to do for my spirit? And this is something that I did not do for a very, very long time. In fact, I probably can't say that I even started initiating this until the last year or so. But this is how, I always used to operate. And I think many of us operate this way, is we focus on the mind, or we're focused on the body, or we're focused on our spiritual growth. But we don't recognize that we need all of those things and to nurture all of those things in order to actually feel in harmony, because they all impact each other. Something that you might not know is for 5 years before I started my coaching business, I was a health and fitness coach, and I would do personal development, and I was very disciplined and very focused on exercise and movement and nutrition. But what I was really lacking was that emotional health, that spiritual health, right? I wasn't really going anything deeper than listening to a podcast or reading some personal development, which all of which are wonderful and supportive. I had these gaps, and these gaps I found what I was doing was trying to fill them, right? Filling those voids with things that were not serving me, like alcohol, scrolling social media, picking fights with my husband, you name it. Like where we don't set intention, that's really where we allow other things to slip in, right? And fill those voids. I love this journal for that purpose because it allows me to set my intention first thing in the morning. And I have the little check boxes for me to come back and be able to later in the day pick up my journal and say, hey, check in with myself. What have I accomplished so far? Right? It allows me to be human and to flow throughout my day while still checking in with that masculine energy of writing out what it is I hope to accomplish today. That I am putting myself first. And these are the ways that I plan to do that. I love to also, make sure I do some sort of movement every single day. That is usually always at the top of my body list. But I also am very big on making sure I'm hydrated. I also really have been making a point to stretch more. That's something that I never used to do. It's something that I have become more and more intentional the more that I have, you know, the longer I am a mom and the more that I learn about my body and learn about stored emotions and trapped emotions, the more I am mindful of making sure that I am stretching and really taking care of my musculature and really taking care of myself. And I really love to do grounding. I love to do grounding exercises throughout the day whenever I'm feeling called to do them. And I love to do emotional clearing. So this with emotion code, love to do tapping whenever I feel called to, whenever I feel like I need it, whenever I'm feeling a real buildup of either tension or frustration or anxiety, which really doesn't happen much anymore. But whenever I do, I have those tools in my toolbox. And those are things that I talk about in the beginning pages of the journal. I give you exercises and tools and tips and things that I have used and still use to this day to help facilitate me in taking more holistic care of myself. And spiritually, I love to make sure that I'm fueling my spirit. So, this is often the things that we really don't think about. So, one of the things that I've picked up lately is getting back into painting, which sounds but it's play, it's creativity, allowing me to use my imagination to connect with my inner child. The things that I really love to do is I just love to make sure that I am praying to spirit, that I am focusing on what am I holding on to, what am I needing to release today. A big block for myself or a big thing that has gotten in my way, and especially in motherhood, is feeling the need to control, to have a hand on every little thing, to have a pulse on every little thing at all times. It creates this illusion that I'm responsible for everything and everyone at all times. And yes, as a mom and as a wife and as a business owner, you are responsible for a lot of things, but you are not, the be all, do all, end all. You are not ultimately responsible for the actions and doings of someone else, right? So it's also remembering that we are supported. Do I believe that I am supported? Do I believe that there is a higher power, a higher spirit that is looking out for me? Something that many people might not think about, but that's another really big one that I like to be very aware of and mindful of is where is it that I'm feeling overwhelmed? Where am I feeling responsible? Where am I feeling stressed out? And where can I practice surrender? Where can I practice releasing today? So that might even look like calling a friend, asking for help. Like these are all things that fuel our spirit. These are all things that help rejuvenate us, that help restore, quote unquote, balance, right? Back to our nervous system. This could also include just playing with your kids, dancing, having a good old dance party in the kitchen, turning on some music, like whatever lights you up, whatever fuels your soul, make sure that you are taking time to do so for you. Because when you do that, you become magnetic. When you pour into yourself in that way, you become such a light, and that only bleeds and ripples out to the people around you in your close circle, in your home, but also so much farther than you could ever even possibly imagine. This bleeds into your business, this bleeds into your work, this bleeds into how you care for and love your kids. So never underestimate the power of pouring into you. Remembering that I am a creator, that I created these beings, that I have so much power in my little body and in my fingertips beyond that I ever could really possibly even understand or imagine. And with that comes a level of responsibility of remembering that I have to lead myself, that I am responsible for taking care of me, of this vessel, of my soul, and that no one else is responsible for me. I can't look to other people or blame other people for the lack of love, support, care, nourishment that I am giving myself. Only I can control that. Only I have that power. Remembering that I am the leader of my life. I'm the creator, the writer of my life. And none of this flows perfectly every single day. Some days I'm coming back to my bedroom after I've already gotten up and worked out and fed the kids and fed myself and showered, and coming back when the boys are playing to sit down on my bed and to do this work, to make sure I come back to my journal and set my intentions and write out my gratitude and take time for me, because life does happen. I get it. Life happens. No day is the same, but it's really about, how do I want to feel today? What do I want to experience today? What do I want to receive? And I love that so much. So it's really about remembering that I get to choose how I want to live. I get to choose what I ultimately want to experience, but I have to be the one to actually take the action to help facilitate that. So once I have done my journaling and set my intentions for the day, move into my mom role, making breakfast, getting the boys set up with their food. They're giving them some attention, some snuggles. And it's usually when they are eating and out in the living room that I will then do my workout for the day. And to me, the ultimate focus is that I move my body and that I get to a state of feeling really good in my body. Some mornings, this is just a yoga flow on my living room floor. Some days it's doing my favorite bar workout by memory. It doesn't matter how it happens and it doesn't matter when, but it does matter that it happens. And I really honor practicing listening to my body, how it is I'm feeling that day, and really kind of gauging what I do based on that. And so that's really where I've had to learn to practice that balance of structure, that masculine, and that feminine, that flow of letting myself go through life, letting myself experience my day, because that's the kind of day that I want to feel. Like that's the kind of freedom that I truly have always craved. The freedom to flow through my day, the freedom to experience my life, freedom to just like be. So that is roughly what my mornings look like moving on through our day. And usually during nap time that I will get done any major work things that I need to address, whether creating any posts or content like for YouTube. I do all of that during the nap time hours. If it doesn't fit into that time, it gets moved on to the next day. It does. My number one priority in this season of my life is to enjoy my season, enjoy the chapter that I'm in. So, my loves, I hope that you enjoyed this little sneak peek into my daily routine, into my realistic morning routine as a mom, as an entrepreneur, as a business owner, as someone that truly craves to feel like she can flow through her days and allow whatever comes up to come up, but doesn't forget herself in the process. Let me know in the comments if you enjoyed this, if you would love to hear more about my routines. And don't forget to head to the description box where you can check out my journal and get yourself a copy so that you can get started on your own routine.